According to the National Survey on Drug Use and Health, a 2014 study showed that there were an estimated 1.5 million current cocaine users ages 12 or older. She was popular, beautiful, and the captain of the cheerleading squad. She grew up in a Christian-loving home and married shortly after graduation. A few years later, God blessed Kathy Carr and her husband with a beautiful daughter, Rachel. Life seemed perfect. But then someone invited her to a weekly girls' night out, which led her down the dark path of cocaine. This is her story of unshakable faith. This is today's life. Kathy, take me back and tell me, how did you start your cocaine addiction?
Terry, I grew up in a very Christian environment, had wonderful parents. I was very naive and sheltered, got married at a young age, and let's see, when I was in high school, I was very popular. I was captain of cheerleader, had it all, never got in any trouble as a child. If there was the perfect role model child, that would be me. And when I got married, had a beautiful daughter. I pretty much had the perfect life that anybody could dream of. So my friends encouraged me to go out once a week and have a girls' night out. Girls' night out. So we started going out every Thursday night. Went to the clubs. As a child, dancing was a sin in my home. So I'd go to the clubs, but I wouldn't dance. And eventually my husband decided that we would have date night, and we would go out clubbing. So we also started clubbing. Next thing I know, we were having a drink, and then he decides, well, let's smoke a cigarette. So we started smoking. So we were smoking and drinking, and all along, I knew that this was not where I was supposed to be. But looking back on it, I can see where one thing led to another, baby steps. And finally, I caught myself going through a nasty divorce. During all this clubbing, everything wasn't always so good. So when I was going through a divorce, I was scared. I was lonely. I'd never been by myself. And someone introduced me to cocaine. And I did it. I took the drug. And immediately I was addicted to cocaine. So looking back on it, you can just see where one thing led to another. Before you know it, you're a full-blown addict. And you're totally out of control. You're spinning out of control. And now at this point, you know, all you can do is search for the drug.
How's your faith now helped pull you through all this?
I was so scared of people. And just didn't trust anymore. I just didn't trust people. I didn't trust anybody. And I finally cried out to God. And I said, I need you, Lord. I need you to help me. I cannot help myself, but I know that you can. And if you will help me, Lord, I will do everything I can to help you. And that is the day that I decided to lean on the Lord and have Him have His way with me.
So was that the beginning of your recovery?
It was.
How did it go?
It wasn't always perfect. My life is not a bed of roses. I may have relapsed. I may have continued drinking some, but I gave it a good fight. And I knew that the Lord was with me. I trusted Him. I have a scripture that I love, and it's, can I read it? It's from Psalms 41, Psalms 40, verses 1 through 3. And it talks about me crying out to the Lord. And the Lord heard my cries, and He reached down, and He pulled me out of the bog and the mire, and He saved me. And that scripture, to me, describes my life. I know that Jesus reached down in the dark valley and pulled me out and saved me.
And how many years now has it been since God has set you free?
I would say it has been approximately 11 years since I've used drugs. God helped me one step at a time. I didn't kick it all at one time. I didn't do it perfectly. I gave up the drugs. And then I said, okay, God, let's quit smoking.
You know what, Kathy? I just want to thank you for being here and sharing your story. It's amazing. Are you struggling with addiction? Do you need to be set free? Friend, there is a way out, and it starts with Jesus. Take His hand and let Him lead you through so that you can share your story of unshakable faith with others and give God the glory. This is today's life. I'll see you next week.